All right, so back on trending global topics. So, and the trending topic, is the pending World War III. You got Israel versus Palestine thing, and you got all of these pro Hamas, or excuse me, all of these pro Palestine protests going on around the world from all these different countries. So, could somebody explain to me why the fuck is Africa so mad at Israel and protesting, praising for the Arabs in Palestine? Well, I know the answer to the second question, but the first person, I was on, I was on social media. I'm seeing all these people from Africa saying "fuck Israel" and shit like that. I'm confused. What the fuck did Israel do to Africa? Like, ain't no ain't, I don't. To my understanding, there's no damn Israel uh command centers set up in Africa or nothing like that. At least not to my knowledge. I don't remember Israelis enslaving Africans or doing nothing like that or colonizing them. So why the fuck does Africans hate Israel so much? And one person from Africa said, something about because the Zionists run the world. Now I want you to listen to that stupid ass fucking answer. And this is why Africa is always on the bottom and is gonna remain on the bottom. Because they have that primitive like mindset. You see, Africans, they don't know how to fend for themselves. Africans are either in the white man's bed or in the Arab's bed. You see, Africans, they love Arabs. They either love the white man or they love the Arabs. One of the two. One of the two. And you'll find that most of the time when they try to go on all these rants saying we want the white colonists out of our lands. They get them out and they asses run straight over to the Arab man bed. They run straight over and hop in the fucking Arab man's bed with them. They start dressing like Arabs, giving themselves Arab names, becoming Muslim, speaking Arab language, all of that. They think that they are Arabs. I'm trying to tell you, Islam is going to end up taking over the whole of Africa. The only thing that has stopped Sharia law and Islam from taking over Africa is the presence of the white man in Africa. If the white man leaves Africa, I guarantee you within a short amount of time, the whole of Africa will be swallowed up by Islam, which means that they will be end up slaves of the damn Arabs, like they've always been for mostly all of eternity. I mean, are you see? This is the primitive like mindset. You see, in a minority oppressed group of people, they don't understand the reason why they're down or in the position that they're in. So all they can do is point fingers to the people who aren't in a lowly position. This is called victimhood. This is why they hate the West. They hate Israel. Anything that has to do with the West, they hate that. Because you see, the West is power. The West is wealth. Majority of the East, or at least places like Africa and Middle East, is associated with poverty and lowly people and people with no power. The oppressed or the have-nots will always hate the haves. This is just psychology and how it always works. But they can give you no logical explanation as to why the fuck are they supporting Arabs and hating the Jews of Israel. Like, what the fuck have they done to them? Let's play this shit. From the river to the sea. When you are oppressed, the only now these motherfuckers with all the shit that they got going on in South Africa, they got the nerve and audacity to sit up here and have a large get together protest in support of Palestine. Y'all have got to be some of the stupidest motherfuckers on earth. All of the shit that y'all got going on in y'all country right now. Y'all lobbied for years to get the white South Afrikaners out of y'all land and out of positions of power. Okay, y'all got that. They all left. Now South Africa is in fucking turmoil and dismay. The power grids is going out because y'all asses don't know how to keep that shit in operation. And now y'all begging for the white man to come back. And then on top of that, now y'all protesting for some goddamn Aye-Rabs. Jesus, man.
Option you have is to fight. And that's what Hamas is doing.
That is not what Hamas is doing. You don't know what the fuck you talking about, you stupid propagandized sheep.
They are fighting for their freedom.
Now look at him. Now he want to be an Arab. He protesting for Arabs. He got the goddamn Arab scarf on.
But I did the same thing.
I don't give a fuck who he is or what he stands for, honestly.
Up the guns and fought for the freedom of the people.
People in South Africa protesting, lobbying for some goddamn Arabs in Palestine, all the shit that they got going on in their country. Why don't they protest and lobby for all the shit going on in different countries in Africa? All of the genocide. They love Arabs so much while the Arabs over there goddamn creating genocide on the African people. I told you, these Africans, they love these Arabs. They love the Arab. They love Master Muhammad. I'm trying to tell y'all.
People of South Africa, when you are oppressed, you only... As we stand in front of Parliament, send a clear message to our...
I told you, now they think they Arabs. They got Arab scarf on, some Arabs right here.
Parliament, to the ANC-led government, and to the president. We can no longer stand idle while we watch our brothers and sisters being murdered.
Brothers and sisters being murdered. Did y'all hear this? Now, this is the mindset of these African people, of the people in South Africa. Now, he considers the goddamn Arabs in Palestine his brothers and sisters. I told y'all, these Africans, they love them some goddamn Arabs. They love going under the beds with the Arabs, sleeping in bed with the Arabs. They love them. They can't think of their own. If they're not in bed with the white man, they're in bed with the Arabs. Talking about referring to some goddamn Arabs as brothers and as they brothers and sisters.
By the Zionist,
and a lot of Africans, they think that they actually are Arabs. Actually,
state of Israel.
Listen to me. I don't care how much you've been propagandized into thinking that European colonization has been the worst thing that has ever happened to the world. You are sadly mistaken. The barbaric Arabs and their Arab superiority and their colonization and imperialism of Africa has been 10 times worse than what any European has done in Africa. You want to talk about the Atlantic slave trade? Oh, so what? Well, the Africans, they sold them to the Europeans, but the Arabs came in Africa and forcibly got them out of there. And then they would castrate them. They would cut your dick off. You have the East African slave trade, or aka the East Indian slave trade. Then you have the trans-Saharan slave trade, when all the Arabs was coming into North Africa, and then they was coming down from North Africa into Sub-Saharan Africa and taking them back up all the way across the Sahara to Egypt and other places in the Middle East to be eunuchs. And madras and shit. And eunuchs are basically men who have been castrated, had their male parts cut off. This is what the Arabs would do to you. And they took so many millions and millions of Africans from the land. It outnumbers anything that you could even think of that happened in the Atlantic slave trade. And this went on for a longer period of time. Matter of fact, who do you think taught the Europeans how to sell slaves? It was the Arabs, the Arab Muslims who did this. But oh, how quickly they forget. But they ass is gonna remember once some Arabs completely take over Africa and enslave their ass and start goddamn castrating their asses again. They asses gonna understand quick then.
Apartheid has been declared a crime against humanity, and apartheid Israel is an apartheid state.
So what? Mind your own goddamn business. You don't understand. It might be apartheid Brazil. That's because anytime they let them over, they start doing suicide bombings and shit. They gotta keep fences up and keep them separate. Stupid motherfucker.
We call on the president, His Excellency President Ramaphosa, not to only stand in the United General Assembly and speak on Palestine, but act upon it. Palestine will be free because you're struggling.
You hear that? Allahu Akbar. This is South Africa now. They lobbying for Arabs and screaming Allahu Akbar. I told you they love Arabs.
It's a just struggle. This is not the first time that a paragon is being perpetrated by apartheid Israel.
Oh, this motherfucker, he reading shit from a goddamn off his phone from the damn internet. That's how you know he telling the goddamn lie. He's just a puppet. You see, Africans are puppets for Arabs. You see him up here reading something on the phone, and you see the Arabs below him side by side. Now these are the puppeteers. They're pulling. He's the puppet on the string. The Arabs down here are the puppeteers.
This is not the first time that apartheid Israel is unleashing barbaric crimes against the Palestinians. We have stood with the Palestinians, and we continue to stand with our Palestinian brothers and sisters. Whilst apartheid Palestinian villages since 1948, right here on our shores, the national airline of Israel, El Al, flies into the Republic of South Africa every week. We call on the Minister of Transport to cancel the traffic rights on.
These some stupid motherfuckers, man.
Our gatherings in the nation's squares.
Now look at this. Now up here in Senegal, hundreds in protest for Palestine. Now Senegal is already a majority of Muslim country in Africa, so shit, you already know they in bed with the Arabs. They love Massa Muhammad. They'll do anything for Massa Muhammad in Senegal. That's a Muslim country. So yeah, they care more about some goddamn Arabs getting their asses whooped than they do care about what's going on in their own countries. Look.
In support of the Palestinian people and calling
audacity they have to come out in hundreds and droves and protest for what's going on in Palestine, but not the shit that's going on in their own country.
Out Israeli aggression. Some of them are holding posters saying that Jerusalem can only be Palestinian. Others are holding.
We would be ready to fight against the Israelis. It's deplorable.
Now you see, I told you these Africans are puppets on the strings of the Arab puppeteers. Now they are ready to fuck going on. They don't care what's going on in their own country and other parts of Africa. They ready to go out and fight with the Aye-Rabs in the Middle East against the Israelis. They don't know what the fuck going on. They just ready to come to Massa Muhammad aid, just like a bunch of good fucking slaves, beads that they are.
Horrible that some countries have decided to stay silent in such a crisis.
There's been protests like this.
They think they're Arabs, man. These Africans, they think they're Arabs.
Throughout Africa, from Johannesburg to Nairobi.
They already 75% there. They speak the Arab language. They dress like it.
Where in Nigeria as well. Among those that are attending this protest are the Palestinian community that have had to flee their homeland in search for a better life here on the African continent.
It's really heartwarming. It's really amazing.
Now, at the heart of it, in front of everybody of the protest, an actual Arab, of course.
And at the same time, I'm communicating to my family back home that see a lot of people are coming out. See a lot of makes them patient.
Something great. It's just something unbelievable. I'm so glad. I'm so proud of the Senegalese people, and I know how they love Palestine, and I know how they love.
In other words, I'm so proud of our Black African slaves supporting us.
Al-Aqsa.
Strong words from President Macron, South African, describing the situation as being.
This is why Africa is going to always be at the bottom. This is why people don't care about problems that go on in Africa. This is the reason.
Similar to South Africa under apartheid. But what these people want to see is
all the goddamn Arabs that's in Africa creating genocide on African people with a goddamn Janjaweed in the Sudan, which means devil on the horseback. You got, what's the other half Arab, half African militant group in Mali coming down from being funded by Algeria, and you got the motherfuckers in the north part of Nigeria trying to convert the southern Nigerian Christians into Muslims, and they think they're Arabs. They think they're the Arabs, like the historical Nigerian Muslim leader of the from the Fulani or House of People, Don Fulio. The motherfucker, he was black ass. He used to say that he was a descendant of Prophet Muhammad. He used to think he was an Arab. I told you, these African Muslims think that they are Arabs. They think they're related to Master Muhammad.
more than words.
They don't learn. They don't learn. That's why I don't care. I do not care. Anyways, we're gonna get out of here. Maybe well, let's see what he's talking about.
All of us standing here to the people of Israel, as we are passing our condolences to the people of.
Now, this is the president of South Africa. So he's giving condolences and saying that they're going to stand by Saudi and Palestine. Good job, African slaves, taking up for your Arab masters. Good job. You got the white man out of Africa. Now you're about to bring in the Arabs and the Chinese. Good job. Anyways, we're about to get out of here. Maybe come back with some more videos soon.